So, I think I wanted to toss my hat into this whole Google Stadia debacle going on, or not debacle, but thing going on. Now, this is not going to be scripted, so there's going to be far more breaks in what I'm saying, but I'm going to try to get my general points across with what I'm talking about. So, for those who don't know, Google Stadia is Google's attempt to get into the video game market with a streaming service. And for better or worse, it's kind of raising some, not want to say flags, but people are a little bit wary of it, right? So it's a streaming service similar to how YouTube is, right? And it's a platform to play and stream or play games streamed across the cloud, Google's cloud for that. And I believe, even though like a lot of people don't say so, I personally believe that there's actually a place for this. I honestly believe that in the current day and age, this could be a thing that people could actually use if they did it right. As of right now, however, I think they're just going about it all the wrong way, and it's not going to be able to pan out how they think. So, give me a second to pull up this. What Google Stadia is doing right now is you're going to be able to stream, or you're able to play straight off of Google Chrome, like any Google Chrome browser, which means that if you have a connection of at least 10 megabytes, you'll be able to play your games through this game, through Google Chrome in this Stadia system. Now the problem is, well, there's multiple problems. But let's start with the lowest one. There's a free and a paid subscription version. In the free version, you only get you get 60 FPS, stereo sound, and you only get 720p. For most people who are going to use this, you're going to stick with the basic one. But for $10 a month, you get 35 megabytes per second, HDR video, 60 FPS, 5.1 surround sound, stuff like that. You also get access to discounts they'll have on there. You'll get you'll get one free game at the very start of the launch, and you'll get additional games, free games as the service goes on. You also get some discounts. And if you hear that, you might be seeing what my concerns are currently right now, right? So, when people heard about Google Stadia, what people thought would be like a streaming service, like a Netflix, or almost like a streaming GameFly. But that's not the case. Instead, what it is that you have to go onto this platform, buy from their selections of games, and then you can play them anywhere. You can play them on any Google Chrome browser that has at least 10 megabytes of, I think it's download. And you might be thinking of the problems already. Yes, you can get free to play. You can get single player games on there. But there's this constant nagging question of, why would I pay $60? Let's be honest, these games are still gonna be $60 or over here. $60 to play only online, only when I have access to the internet, as opposed to be able to just buy this off of Steam or GOG or any of those and having access to these games myself, owning these games myself. And that's one of the biggest major problems. I personally believe they did something similar to GameFly or Netflix, say you have to pay X amount of money a month, but $20 a month or so, and you have access to all the games that are on their list. I think that would work. But as it is right now, it's like, okay, you have to pay to get a decent amount of service. Like, I had to pay $9.99 a month to get up to 4K surround sound and all this stuff. Why wouldn't I just have my computer anyway? Why would I want to pay $10 a month to have this when I already have my computer? And I guess there is an argument to say, well, on those off chances you don't have your computer, or those chances that you don't have access to your console itself. But I feel like those are so fringe over what I already have, you know? If I'm really going to a place where I will be staying and not playing on my computer, or I won't be playing with this service in the general. I feel like it's too fringe right now to make this worth it. And even beyond that, there is going to be lag, right? Because what you're going to be doing is that you have the screen, you have the game, you go into Google Chrome, and you're having the game, you're just playing. And it's because of how the internet works, there's going to be lag and stuff like that here and there. Now, it's probably not going to be enough lag to fully like hamper your experience, but it'll be noticeable. Like that one or two ticks that you can feel yourself kind of like being chugged behind is going to make people upset. And remember, you still have to buy these games. That's probably like the biggest problem that I see with this not working. You then still have to buy these games. It's not like you're buying them. It's not like you're just like renting them for a little bit. No, you had to spend the full price, unless they're maybe doing discounts or maybe doing reduced prices, but I don't see that happening, especially for like brand new titles. You had to buy the game still. You had to spend $60 to get the game, and then you can only play it if you have internet access. And even then, because of how this platform works, right, you won't even have access to the game itself. Like, there's a Reddit here. It should be appearing on screen right about now with this Andre Dorinichev person. And someone asked the question, what happens if Stadia is discontinued? Do I not own ownership to this games? And his response is the most bullshit corporate speak question dodging I've ever heard, right? So let me read it with you guys. We've been investigating a ton in tech, infrastructure, partnerships over the past few years. Nothing in life is certain, and we committed to making Stadia a success. The games you buy on Stadia are yours to play. From day one, we'll support takeout, so that you can download your game metadata, including saves if you want to. Okay. That didn't answer the question, though. If this is discontinued, yeah. Unless I'm reading this improperly. Give me a second. Game bada. No, yeah. So yeah, you're able to get your saves off there and play it on another platform. But if Stadia goes under, you're just out of $60 then. And I'm not saying this could fail. I think this could work in a couple of years, not right now. Because first of all, people don't have access to the internet 24/7. Won't have access to the internet to that degree 24/7. There's no real. I'm not really seeing any real reasons to get this over just buying a game off Steam. This is too fringe to get this over just getting a game and buying it and owning it. I guess there's even an argument for Steam games in general already that you don't own them. If the service ever goes down, you're just shit out of luck. But at least I'm not paying for an additional $10 on top of that, you know? Or if I download a game onto my PS4, it's on that PS4. It's not going anywhere. It's mine. Stuff like that. Or a single player game like Persona 5 anyway. It's just on there. It's just period on there. And that's fine. There's no getting rid of the game I own. So yeah, that's a problem. What else? What else is what was another thing I wanted to talk about? Steam partnership. How committed is, oh, here's another thing he said. How committed is Google to Stadia? Super committed. We have hundreds of passionate people who have spent years building it. We invested a ton into tech, infrastructure, and content. I'm committed that we're doing the first AMA in my life, even answering hot dog questions. Okay. You're adorable. But yeah, the fact they're not answering our questions of what happens to our money or games if this game service ever goes down, with one of the things he says is like, oh, it's not going to go down. We're committed to supporting it. We're committed to let me see if I can find it. He's mentioned Gmail somewhere in here, right? No, where is it? I can't find it. But he mentioned like, oh, we're committed to making sure our thing stays good. Think of all the products that we've committed to through thick and thin. And then you're able to go to a site called like Killed by Google, where you're able to see all 171 of their things that failed, that they're just like, we're just kind of toss it out. I'm pretty sure those people were committed too, but when those things stopped working, yeah, they got the axe. So we can't just trust you to just we can't just trust you to like say, oh, will commit to this when we have multiple cases of you guys not committing to it. Yeah, sorry, but I'm just being real here. Again, I think Stadia can work, and I think if they did a few things to change it, I wouldn't even mind it being always online. First of all, make it so you don't have to pay for the games. I know that's probably incredibly unreasonable, but make it so like it's like how GameFly works, right? How GameFly and how Netflix, like streaming services, actually work. You spend this much money into a trial, or you spend this much money into the service, 20, possibly even $30 a month, right? You get access to all those games, all the games. And then you have the options of doing the free or the paid option. So you can pay $30 to $40 a month, get the option to all these games that it's saying that you're going to have options to. Like, let me see on the page again. They're going to have options for, or they're starting games on this thing. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Destiny 2, Metro Exodus, Baldur's Gate 3, etc., etc. You'll have options of all these games, and then from there, you just have your service. But as of right now, I do not think Google Stadia can work. I would like for it to work. I would like for very much that it gets to the point where internet's good enough and fast enough to be reliable for this. Oh, that's another thing he said, in fact. Bandwidth. Talking about the bandwidth, right? I cannot find the post, but one of the other comments he said was talking about, oh, well, what about the people who don't have this kind of internet yet, or the people who don't have, whose ISPs aren't reliable? And his argument was like, oh, but I think that the ISPs will get better because if we do this. And there's like, oh, that's annoying. Have you guys ever dealt with ISPs before? I don't think you have. Remember, ISPs were trying to cut net neutrality. ISPs have been notorious for cutting out bandwidth and are the things you pay for. So I don't see how this would change. I don't think this service would be the thing to push them forward. I think as we're going on, they're forced to like get even a tiny bit better, just enough legally better so they don't get sued under the table. But for the most part, you can't trust these ISPs to do their job and give us the internet we pay for. And there's like a laundry list of people out there who have showcased that you cannot trust ISPs. Either way. So in closing, I want Stadia to work. Don't think it can work right now in the current model. I think it should be pure subscription based and not having to buy the game afterwards. And you can't say just trust us and trust the ISPs to not do shit when you guys have not showcased that you guys are all that trustworthy at times, you know, with the other products and YouTube in general. And you can't trust ISPs either. Either way, this is just my thoughts on it. I hope everyone has a good morning, evening, day, and night, and feel free to discuss what you think in the comments. But for right now, I'm out. Later.